in 1894 as a 3-year high school with 97 students, 14 teachers, and 1 principal. The original manual was a small building. Additional modifications were made between 1899 and 1900. During this time, the auditorium and front part of the building were added. By 1900, the enlarged building could accommodate 650 students. Sometime after 1900, new shops were added to the building. A gymnasium was constructed in 1924. Manual's first principal was Mr. Charles A. Bradley, a West Point graduate. He was principal from 1894 to 1929. During his tenure, Manual's colors, red and blue, were chosen. By 1915, other schools offered home economics and industrial art classes, so many Manual shops were converted to regular classrooms. By this time, Denver students were assigned to certain school attendance areas determined by residency. The open enrollment at Manual ended. From 1920 to 1928, the school newspaper was called The Manual. It was renamed Press Desk in 1928 and the name Bricklayer in 1934. Our annual had a variety of names, but in 1919, the name Thunderbolt was adopted and has been used continuously since then. The school's name was changed from Manual Training High School to Manual High School in 1952. In 1953, while preparing to move into a new building, the current site, a fire heavily damaged the old school, and it was razed shortly thereafter. Now, 50 years have passed since graduation, but we all have memories of our high school days at Manual. The teachers, our classmate friendship, pioneer days, the senior prom, the athletic events, standing around the well, the old school itself, classmates who have left us, and how life was in the early 1940s.
Good right here, say money. The gentleman stays, the ladies done. Looking right.
The school's changed a lot since we were there. The whole neighborhood changed. Didn't we? We had a wonderful time.
You remember where we found him? No. Him and Mike Copeland? Do you remember where we found him? Everybody was looking for her.
She had a knee up. She was just right. She had a knee fixed, and after the knee was fixed, she did
No, this is just a little history about our great school. Mary, you might want to keep this for ladies and gentlemen. Here you're very funny.
Oh, very. So you'll find out you are too.
Oh, you're here tonight? Yeah, she's here.
Oh, yeah, because I was telling my wife that...
Thank you. Have a nice evening.
you get the same thing with poverty? Take it off?
Yeah.
I can't reach behind my head.
You probably just got it on, huh? This one wants to... No, I don't know. It's slipped into a knot. Nope, she didn't come. Okay, sir, can you drop that hand over there down? There you go. Sit down, ma'am. No, stand it straight. Right there. Right here, say money. You can leave your papers here if you want. One more time. Need a mouse. Gentlemen, take the seat.
Let us give praise to God for offering us many fruitful years, although for some people they were elusive, and also there was a misunderstanding as to the meaning of the word fruitful. Remember the old saying, life begins at 40, were once thought to be fruitful years. And so after 40, we were expected to actually do less work and less thinking. So by the time we reached 65, we were considered worthless and given a pension that barely covered our minimal needs and told to take it easy. Such nonsense cheated the world out of untold riches. The productive or fruitful years of an individual are unlimited. Fruitful years are giving years, the years in which individuals give the best that is in him, not for his own selfishness, but for the good of his neighbor and his world. Our generation was a giving generation. I get those hung up on myself. We gave our brothers and sisters. Many were lost upholding freedom and democracy during World War II. Korea, Vietnam, yes, even Desert Storm. We gave to our children unselfishly so they could have a better life in their future. We gave to churches, charities, and other needy organizations. We used our God-given talents and helped build the world's best place to live. And our talents took us to the moon and beyond. It is now that we should remember our spiritual beginning, so that the fruitful years are giving years that are those years in which we labor to express our real self, the infinite within. Then there is not limit to what we can do or accomplish. Be it 40, 60, or 100 years of age, by drawing out the hidden knowledge locked in the inner sanctum of our mind, where the infinite spark of the Almighty is enthroned, and using it for sheer joy of expressing God through our work. Infinity knows no time limits, sets no values on age or the lack of it. God works constantly through every available instrument, no matter what your age. We can step into a glorious new adventure in living with God helping us, and we can be happy in the knowledge that God will never let us down. Thank you, Lord, for all that has been and for all that will be. May our next 50 fruitful years bring more love, understanding, and peace to our world, and we will be the instruments of God. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
Thank you, George. At this time, I would like to introduce I'd like to introduce the faculty members that are here tonight. Please withhold your applause until they're all introduced. Mr. Don Carr and Mrs. Carr.
Don Carr here? Don Carr and Mrs. Carr. Mr. Arthur Olson and Mrs. Olson. Mr. Arthur Olson and Mrs. Olson. Hello, everyone. Dr. Howard Williamson and Mrs. Williamson. Mrs. Eleanor Henry. Now I have to apologize to Mr. Olson. Somehow his name was omitted from our memory book. And I can assure Mr. Olson that this was a printer's oversight. And in no way was this intentionally done. And just because I received a failing mark in band, I don't want you to think that this was done on purpose. But please accept our apology.
Apologies accepted, and may I suggest that you print another program?
We will write in Mr. Olson and Mr. Olson's name underneath the faculty members. Approximately, you can continue reading while we go on with this. Approximately 13 months ago, the reunion committee was formed and began the enormous task of making this 50th reunion possible. This was no small task, attempting to locate classmates, tracking down any leads, writing hundreds of letters, assembling information for our memory book, and making all the other work and necessary arrangements entailed many long hours of work. At this time, I would like to introduce the R team, the reunion team. Again, please hold your applause until all are introduced. When I introduce you, you may stand and then sit down. So I don't want to keep you. Helen Jerry Kerr. Where is Helen? Right there, Helen. Okay, thank you, Helen. Betty Lou Carlson. Thank you, Betty. Esther Eva Nolte. Esther? Wilma Thornton Pence. Thank you, Wilma. Lena Marquetti Duncan. She has a red dress on.
On cheering section.
Bertha McFadden Google. And at 160 pounds, Bill Reed.
Bill, look this way.
Bernice Green Porter. Bernice, thank you. Nancy Rawson Holcomb. Nancy. Are you going to do a skating exhibition, Nancy?
Pardon me?
Are you going to do a skating exhibition tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
After it's all over.
Agnes Kitsutaka Nakajima. Agnes. Agnes? There's Agnes. Thank you, Agnes.
Her camera's on the floor.
Lawrence Brown Channel. Lawrence?
I don't think she made it.
There's
she is.
Lawrence.
Why am I standing? Because I came from Los Angeles.
George Rates. Thank you, George. Dale Jimerson. Thank you, Dale. Marietta Hill Wood. Ruth Young Browning. Thank you. George Morrison. There he is. Helen McGee Card. Well, the CEO and the sergeant who direct the direction and leadership put all this together was Betty Luke Potsdam. She put in many long hours a week. Now, with all programs, TV and radio, I have some important announcements and messages. We have some reunion mugs for sale for $2, and we will dicker on price. We have 50th reunion T-shirts at $10 each. If we sell out, they can be ordered and they will be shipped to you. Our picture memory book is $12, and if you have not already ordered, you can do so later on in the evening. Then we have Kim Love from Memory Maker's Video, and we will have videos for sale, and there will be information blanks at the desk that you can fill out, and these will either be picked up or shipped to you if you like. Now, I would like to ask George Morrison to come up if he would, please. Now, George, while you talk, I'm going to run over and eat your steak. George put together a lot of work on the history of Mandel, and I would like George to have a few words.
Good evening. How are all of you? What did you say? Oh, good. That's great. In the interest of time, I've handed out to each of you the history of Manual High School. This is yours to keep. If you didn't get one, please see me. I do have some extras. I'd certainly like to give a special thanks to Martin Mansfield, who originally compiled a lot of this data, and also to my wife, who pulled it together. There you are, George. Read it in good faith, and there's good information in here. Tickled to death to see all of you here. Have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, George. We will continue eating, but while we're eating, since 1942, we've had words that are more or less entered into our active vocabulary. Now we have trifocals, we have geritol, pacemaker. Where's Nate Lee? Well, triple bypass, Social Security, Medicare, senior citizen, which at times isn't too bad, and last but not least, bull whackers. In our day, cigarette smoking was fashionable, grass was mowed, Coke was a cold drink, and pot was something you cooked in. Aides were helpers in Mr. Hall's office. The term making out referred to how you did on Mr. Carr's biology exam. Fast lane meant which track lane Vic Peter was running, the 100-yard dash, or whichever lane John Harris' tennis service got. We got married first and then lived together. We were the last generation that was so dumb as to think you needed a husband to have a baby. But here we are 50 years later, and we have survived to celebrate our 50th reunion. Regarding our 50th reunion, there was approximately between 310 and 320 graduates. 72 have died. Now, I want to also, in the memory book, some of the reservations were received late, and they were unable to be added. the books had gone to press. So we apologize for any that we missed or if they're in the wrong location. And if anyone has any information regarding the whereabouts of any of the people that we have listed as unable to locate, we would be pleased if you would give that information to Betty or Bertha or Helen, and we want to try to get hold of them. Well, now we will go ahead and eat, finish our meal, and then we'll get on with the rest of the program. Thank you. But George will draw a name, and we'll have you come up to receive the gift. The winner is Robert Maxey. Robert, good to see you. Good to see you. Long time. Robert's gift is a $25 gift certificate donated by Lair Flowers. Thank you. Thank you. Now we'll get back to eating, and then a little later on, we have approximately, I think there's around 8 door prizes, and throughout the evening we'll be giving them away. Yeah.
It's very good, real good.
Did anybody have beef?
Yeah,
wasn't that tender?
Good piece of prime rib, really was. Real good.
She said Dave just loved when he knew someone was coming. And the doorbell would ring, he'd go to the door and have that doll on his arm.
So, now there we go. Look in your picture, taking a picture, huh? Oh, okay.
Let me get one of you too. How come? You got a record? Go smoke. Yeah, I do. I just got to go to the bank first. Lord, I'm from my left.
That's right where Harold used to be. He lives,
Yeah, she's going to do fine. They're going to do great. Down to this way. Still do.
So you're cruising the room, are you?
Wave to the man. Oh, he's way over here.
now he was supposed to be.
What's your fondest memory of 1942 of your senior year at Manual?
Oh, gee, I think the operetta when John and I sang it out. I forgot the name of it. I don't remember it. Do you? No.
Graduation.
Graduation was. Oh, what else? Prom night. Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, there's so many of them. You really can't remember everything.
What was your favorite?
There is a lot of them. I don't have
Name one.
Yeah, we
Name
had
one.
the Sadie Hawkins Day.
Yeah, and all the ball games.
Yeah, we went to all the ball games.
Yeah. And just being with all your friends.
Yeah, we had a lot of good days there, a lot of happy
memories.
days. Yeah, great memories.
How was it at the high school during the war years?
Well, we were
Well,
out.
the kids all left right after
Yeah,
we
'cause that
graduated,
was-
So it kind of
yeah,
got
we were-
everybody got split up then.
Right after we graduated, then they all went to the service.
Mm-hmm. So those were kind of sad years. That's why it's so nice to see everybody now. It's been a long time.
What was your favorite teacher? A teacher that...
Miss Welton.
She always picked on us all the time.
What a teacher?
History.
History.
Uh-huh.
Did she pick on both of you?
Yes, she did.
She always said we talked too
You
much.
probably sat together.
Yeah, we did.
Well, she separated.
You're still together right now.
Yes.
We've been years and years.
So she always separated us because she said we talked too much.
Yeah. Especially on test days on Fridays.
Yeah, and chewing gum.
Chewing gum. They were great.
Okay, ladies, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, John, what do you recollect from 1942? What was your favorite moment, or perhaps your favorite or your senior
I
year?
had a neat little 1939 Ford convertible that I just used to roar around the neighborhood, and we'd all get school on Friday afternoon and go sneak in the shows downtown, and then we'd go to Skip's across the street. They sold the hamburgers for 10 cents, and neat hamburgers. They were like the old Rocky built hamburgers. Oh, they were delicious.
You almost taste them now.
Yeah, I just about can, yeah. But it was a nice period of my life, and
You were chasing girls a lot, right?
I was checking around to see if there were any loose little girls that, it was a fun time of life, but of course the war started that year, and so everybody kind of split up, and lots of people went into the service, and everybody, it was a kind of a disbandment, I think, quite a bit, because of the war.
Sign of the time.
Yeah.
Well, how about teachers? Do you remember any teacher in particular that stands out in your mind that
Oh.
either gave you a hard time or one that you had a good
Probably
time
all
with?
of them.
Well, I'm trying to think of that history teacher of mine that I had, and then there was
That lady?
no, I can't think of his name for a second, but I had a Latin teacher, Miss Orton was her name, Orton, O-R-T-I-N. Oh, she was a tough little gal, about this big. Oh, she was smart. She told me, Talia, you'll never learn this language. And I said, you're right. And, but the teachers were all good, and the principals. It was a neat school. It had a big well on the second floor that you could look down to the first floor, and they called it the well, and you could look down. And nice time, good time of life.
Any advice you'd give to your other graduates, your alumni? Anything you'd like to say to them?
If I had to talk to any graduates, I'd tell them to get all the teaching they can get in their heads. I'd tell them to be professional college bums. That's what I'd tell them. Just go from one class to another.
How about to your alumni? Anything you'd like to say to the rest of your graduates?
Oh.
In class with you? Graduated?
It's good to see them all. And there's a lot of them that are gone, but there's a lot of them still here, and I'm enjoying talking to them.
Henry Rep. And Henry, what's your fondest memory of 1942 and your senior year?
Well, my fondest memory was being able to graduate in the first place, and also the fine people that attended the high school at that time and how simple things were in those days compared to the way they are now. But we all had a good time. It was a very enjoyable situation there, and I'd like to relive those times over again.
Any teachers that stand out in your mind that you know?
Well, I think Arthur Olson was one I remember.
What did he teach?
He was the music teacher. Really enjoyed him, as well as the Byers was the coach, and Don DeCombs was a basketball coach. And
What do you remember about the coaches?
Oh, the coaches were just fine gentlemen, and they were very fair in those days. And I remember we didn't have any problems with this segregation and all that. It was a very simplified situation. We really enjoyed it.
Great. Well, and the war started that year. What happened? What did you do?
Who was that?
The war started that year when you
Yeah, the war started, and everybody was making plans and trying to see see what branch of the service they might get into. And that was certainly in the back of our minds the whole time. But we sort of just played it by ear and got into the service that we could, whoever would take us, really.
Great. Are there any advice you'd like to give to your fellow alumni?
I want to thank the Betty Lou Potts or Daniels for putting this all together. I think this is a wonderful affair, and I hope we can do it again.
Great. Sir, what's your fondest memory of your senior year in 1942?
I got engaged to get married.
Is that right in your senior year?
And for Christmas. And then we got married in September after graduation.
Did he go to manual too?
He was a manual student, but he didn't finish school. There was some family things, and he had to quit.
Great. How about you, Renee?
I'm fine.
Okay. What do you have the fondest memory of?
Well, the whole shebang. I think. I had a ball in high school. I think the talent shows, and let's see, the prom. What else?
Did you dance with a young man at the prom?
Well, no, I danced with the girls. No, I danced with fellas. Oh, let's see, what else? I just had a good time. I can't remember one particular thing.
Great. Okay. Ellen, how about you?
Well, I enjoyed everything. Mainly I enjoyed being editor of the school paper, The Bricklayer. That was really like my life at school, but I enjoyed the parties too.
Did you?
Yes.
You wrote about everybody too, so everyone has
That's
to be
right.
careful.
She
Everyone
sure
has to be
did.
careful around
All
you.
the scandal. That's right.
Okay.
But it was fun.
Ellen, how are you?
I'm fine.
And what would you like to tell us about 1942? What do you remember?
Oh, I think my times in the pep club, the Thunderbirds. That was a lot of fun.
Thunderbolts or
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds, the
Okay.
Thunderbirds, we were called, with our blue skirts and red jackets, and we marched at the football games, and were more or less, along with the cheerleaders, had a good time.
Okay.
I
Sure was.
enjoyed school.
Certainly all of you had teachers that you all knew and had reputations, so to speak, and you all had individual experiences as teachers. What was one teacher that collectively all four of you remember?
Thomas Nurse, I think. He was our class sponsor.
Mr. Gardner.
What was his name that taught commerce downstairs? And he made you eat the rattlesnake meat?
Haywood.
George Haywood.
I didn't have
What did he teach?
He was a great guy, but he used to bring in rattlesnake meat. And I remember one time he said, if you'll eat a piece, you'll get a passing grade.
That was quite a scare tactic.
Yes, it was.
And I remember Mr. Byers because he was a history teacher, and he was so tough, and everybody tried to get him to talk about the ball games instead of history.
He was the football coach.
And at the last minute, about the last 10 minutes of class, he'd slap a test on you.
Yeah. But I think our most tragic experience was World War II started.
I was about to ask you about that. Those were good times, and of course, as
It's
you were
very sad
graduating school was starting the war.
And a lot of our
So how
boys
did that
went.
affect you?
A lot of our boys went
And Mr.
before
Orange?
before they graduated. One of our star football players was killed in action,
And one of the teachers was killed, Mr. Orange.
and Art Hobart.
Yeah.
So it was tragic. A lot of our young men went. So it was really a year to remember, I think.
Yes.
Was there anything you'd like to tell your fellow alumni that would watch this tape? Maybe some advice or something you'd like them to know about being here to get right with them?
Oh, it's been great seeing everybody.
It was fun working on the committee and getting in touch with all of our old friends. And we hopefully,
Everybody?
it's amazing how little some of them have changed.
And how
Right.
much some of them have
Yeah, that's true. And hopefully we can do this again in the next 5 to 10 years.
That would be wonderful.
Okay, somebody else.
It's just been great.
Yeah, it has. It's really been great. Hard work, but it was worth it all. We've had a good time and enjoyed seeing everybody. Some that we've tried to get a hold of before and finally found for this reunion, so it has been great.
I'm saying all you ladies worked real hard on
Yes, we did.
this together. That's terrific.
We had a lot of fun doing it, though.
Yes, yes,
That's the
it
best
was
part.
great.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So,
Thank you all, ladies.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, we have some great singers coming up, but I have to have quiet, please. right. Lena Marchetti Duncan and John Talia have been touring the United States and Europe singing their way to fame and fortune in their long-running smash hit operetta, Don Alonso's Treasure. Tonight, we're going to have Lena, John, and then a duet by both, and Lynn Kerr will be here to sing. They will be accompanied on the piano by Shirley Reed. First, we're going to have John Talia. If somebody will find John. He's probably outside spraying his throat. John? John will begin the festivities. He will be singing Try to Remember. He'll be followed by Lena singing, he'll be followed by a duet with Lena, singing The Way We Were, and then Lena will sing I'll Be Seeing You, followed by Lynn Kerr singing I Believe. Ready to go?
Try to remember the kind of September when life was slow and oh so mellow. Try to remember the kind of September when grass was green, the grain was yellow. Try to remember the kind of September when you were a tender and callow fellow. Try to remember, and if you remember, then follow. Deep in December, it's glad to remember. It's without hurt, the heart is hollow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember. Although you know the snow will follow. Deep in December, it's nice to remember when you were deep in our hearts should follow. painful to remember. We simply choose to forget. So it's the laughter we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were. The way we were.
In about a week's time, and it was a last-minute thing, and I think they did a terrific job. And now we'll have Lynn here up to, right here he is behind me, I believe.
I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night, a candle glows. I believe for everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, and I know why I believe. Every time I see a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, and I know why I
do the well-prepared song we just sang. I think we're about ready now for Nate Levy. Where is Nate? Am I going? Now, Nate has had a triple bypass. He looks like he's fully recovered. And he's going to provide the music that we enjoyed listening to many years ago. What's that, Three Little Fishies? So, Nate, are you ready to start now?
Oh, we're ready to go.
Okay. We're going to, we have a large dance floor.
First of all, being an MC is not an easy job. And this guy did a fine job. Let's give a hand for Joe Riccardi. Appreciate it. And thank you very much for mentioning this triple bypass. It's nothing new. How many of you had one out there? Well, I see one so far. Well, anyway, we're doing just fine, and we're ready to play. You know, there's an old saying that the mind can endure for about what the seat could stand, or vice versa. So I'm going to ask all of you to stand and stretch. Would you please do that right now? Let's get up and see if we got some blood working through us.
By the way, say hello to the person to your right. You haven't had a chance to talk to them. Shake hands. Say hello to the person to your left. If that's your right, introduce yourself. That's great. Now, if you wouldn't mind just sitting down, and we're going to tell you a little bit about the band. First of all,
we'd like to tell you that we are going to be playing a special program, time Beautiful Things. But those of you who are still young at heart, we got a little boogaloo stuff for you too, so just to wake up your blood, get your blood moving, and get that going. Let me introduce these wonderful musicians I've had to work with, had the pleasure of working with for so many years. I'd like to introduce you first of all to Earl Lund. And Earl's had a band of his own for many years too. Earl and I have been partners for over 20 years. Raise your hand, Earl. There you go. And there's Jim Thorburn on the keyboards. We have Frank, our dear friend, on the bass and what we call the bass guitar style. And we have Wayne Scantlin at the drums, and he's also a very fine singer. Somebody asked me, I think it was Pete Dobrash, he said, can I give you a request? I said, sure, but we're going to play anyway. But anyway, Pete, we're going to play a couple of tunes for you. You'll recognize them. And so give us a minute. Have you got your sets up? Okay, what?
fond is of December 7th when the World War II, they bombed Pearl Harbor. That's my fondest memory.
My name is George Rates. My fondest memories of high school in 42 was the fact that I played in athletics. And I was so busy playing athletics, I forgot that there are women in the world. But I discovered that after I went into service.
Joe? Now you're really in the
Well, I think one of my fondest memories when I spotted the girl with the funny last name, Erlene Murgatroyd, and I said, well, I'm going to marry that girl, and I did. Now, the only other thing that really bothered me, besides being a great violinist, George was a tremendous tennis player. He had crazy spin on the ball. I could never get it back. And then 3 years later, Bill Reed told me that he was using his violin as a tennis racket. And now I know I could never return them.
Okay, my name is Wilma Thornton Pence, and my fondest memory of 42 was that I left Manual and came back to graduate with my class, and that was a highlight for me.
I'm Ruth. Yeah, okay, I'm Ruth Young Browning. My fondest memories of 1942 were the great friends I had, and also then the war had started, and we were all concerned about the fellows that we knew that had gone away. And also, I was going with my now husband, then boyfriend, Greg Browning.
My name is Betty Lou Carlson Fluke. It's really hard to pinpoint any one thing. Every day at Manual was just wonderful, and I didn't want to graduate. I had my wife tell me to stay there.
Roy Byers.
Yeah.
Cute. No, handsome.
Remember? Who were your memory teachers in particular?
I think Miss Henry was I always remembered her because I always thought she was a really nice person.
What she do?
She taught clothing.
Have you talked to her tonight?
Yes, I've talked to her tonight.
Yes.
It's really nice to see her. Yes, she's here tonight.
She was teaching home economics.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
right.
Great, thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies.
My name is Agnes Kitsutaka Nakajima, and my fondest memories, I guess, is all the friends that we had, and then especially the after-school sports that we always, all the girls' sports that we had, and that was really enjoyable.
One of the most enjoyable time, I think, with Manual was being on the annual and working with Mr. Gardner and taking pictures, which was my hobby all through life, and I've really enjoyed
Maybe you should be over here.
Bertha?
Okay, I'm Bertha McDougall McFadden. I guess one of my best things was being president of the Girls Athletic Club, graduating, and getting installed in the Honor Society.
That's pretty nice.
And what sports did the Girls Athletic Club do?
Oh, we had speedball, softball, volleyball, deck tennis, one other, basketball. No wrestling.
Well,
that was extracurricular.
When Mr. Wilsey got me my job at the telephone company, he had sent me down to be interviewed at the telephone company, and I worked with them for 41 years, so I consider Mr. Wilsey one of the fine men that I knew at the school, joint teachers.
Any teachers you remember?
Really don't remember any.
Okay.
Okay, we thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Betty Lou Potts Daniel. And the most memorable parts of my senior year was playing sports with, and several of the people are here tonight.
My name is Marietta Hill Wood, and all I remember is having a lot of fun when I was my senior year. I don't remember studying too hard. I was pretty dumb.
My name is George Morrison, Jr., and I remember Mr. Olson and the fine music that he gave us to play, and also the music that he conducted. I also recall Mrs. Evelyn Welpton and Miss Genevieve Lindeman, who were very outstanding teachers and among my favorites at Manual. I had a great time at that school for 3 years, and today it is still one of the top-notch schools in the city.
Okay. And we'll say, have everyone say goodbye with.
Hi, Helen McGee Carr, and all of my senior year was just great. Had a wonderful time. All the students, my friends, Pioneer Day especially was just great.
I'm Bob Elliott. My fondest memory of 1942 was getting out of Manual High School, going out into the real world.
What are you going to do when you got to graduate?
What's that?
When do you have to graduate?
I started an apprenticeship as an iron worker and worked that all my life. Now I'm retired and raise cattle.
I'm married to Bob Elliott, and I was 6 years away from being born, so I guess I remember the Angels the best.
I'm Faye Baker, and my fondest memory of 1942 is that I was a sophomore in a small rural high school in Elmdale, Kansas.
You've already got me on tape.
My fondest memory of class of 1942 was when I had to sandpaper the railing around the well and found Jimmy Steele's initials in it and refused to go on with the job.
Embraceable you. Thank you.
Faculty members here with us at the reunion. I will start with Mr. John Carr and his wife. John, I would like to ask you what subjects you taught, things you can remember at Manual that had great importance, and when you retired.
I came to Manual in September of '35 from a little town east of here, Bennett. At that time, Manual was a small school, but it was a big place to me, and I think I had fear and trembling, but the students were nice, and they didn't take advantage of me. They never did at Manual. It was always a good place to be and live, and I thoroughly enjoyed all of my years there, 11 and a half of them. When I left Manual, I went into administration, and directly from Manual, I went to the ad building, and was there for about 3.5 years, and then I went around to several different schools, namely, Westwood, Kepner, Irving, Perry. Some of the schools are gone now. They've been raised to make way for other things. Then I wound up at Belmont and Knapp, from which I retired in 1970. That was the end of it.
Thank you. Mrs. Carr, would you tell us about your life with Mr. Carr?
Well,
Life
it
was
takes a
fun.
long time. It's been very nice, and I've enjoyed being associated with the schools through him. I can't think of much else, though. Thank you.
I might say that all of the assignments that I had, and I enjoyed every single one of them very much, but I enjoyed the one at Manual, I think, most of all. The students there were cooperative. We all cooperated with each other, and it was a grand place to work.
You were biology?
Yes, I was.
Biology. It's been so long and my memory is getting weaker and I couldn't remember for sure. Eleanor Henry, home economics?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I was the dean of girls for several years, but I was hired as a home ec teacher. And one day Mr. Hall came to me and he said, "How'd you like to be the dean?" And I said, "I don't know anything about being a dean." He said, "Well, you like girls, don't you?" And I said, "Yes." So he says, "Well, that's it." So that's when I was made the dean.
And how long were you at Manual?
From, count that many.
Approximately how many years were you at Manual?
About 30.
About 30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you get a service star for that.
I hope so.
Dr. Williamson, what you instructed, what you enjoyed most at Manual, some of your fondest memories, and I know that you went on from Manual, I think, to, I hate to say it, East High School.
Well, I came to Manual at the first part of the second semester of the 1937-38 year, and I was a class sponsor for that rest of that year. And then I stayed at Manual until 1943 and was transferred to East during all of this war business. I enjoyed my life as a teacher in Manual very much. The students, I think, had very much the same kind of a background as I did as I grew up. That is, they weren't wealthy, but they were good kids. And I really loved being a teacher. And since I have come back to Manual reunions and so on and so forth, I really have appreciated the Manual group very, very much. I would say I love being a teacher. I went to East High School, and I was there for 25 years. In the 1948 to 49, I was awarded a grant from the Office of Naval Research, and I went to medical school, and I started then into school in June of 48, and I didn't miss a day until school started again in September of 49. And that gave me the basic classes that I was able to go ahead then and receive a doctorate in pharmacology. And because of that, I have done research and have published in research manuals in various scientific magazines. And I would just like to say that whatever happened to me and befell me, I'm glad to have been able to have served as a chemistry teacher and enjoyed all of the fellowship that I've had as a teacher.
Well, thank you, Doctor. May I ask you a personal question,
Yes,
Mrs. Carr? Was he easier to live with when he was teaching at East or when he was teaching at Manual?
He's never been easy to live with.
Any other shortcomings you want to tell at this time?
Oh, no. I don't want to embarrass him. No, I just want to say this about the faculty at Manual. Most of our longtime best friends actually were teachers at Manual and still are our friends. It was a very warm and caring faculty, and
they took us in and, you know, made us feel at home right away. So we have always enjoyed being a part of Manual.
Well, we enjoy very much having you with us. I've got to make one correction. Again, I goofed. Dr. Arthur Olson, he was my band leader, and whatever I know about music, I owe all to this man. And right now, I'm unemployed in the musical market, but he did a terrific job. He was a gentleman teacher, and I enjoyed his class very much. Will you give us some thoughts of Manual?
Well, thank you very much. You were one of our outstanding performers, and I know that if I asked you to play for us right now, you would be able to step front and center without any trouble. Well, as my experiences at Manual were quite exciting, you know, being here to represent 60 faculty members, and I know they've gone in their various directions, it is quite an awesome responsibility. But I came to Manual, I think it was in 1939, and in the middle of the year I was assigned to Manual for band and orchestra, but that didn't fill the day. So I also had a class in English, another one in math, and a third one in history. So I spent most of my nights preparing for the next day to be able to stay one day ahead of the brilliant students that we had at Manual High School. It was quite an experience because we tried to build the instrumental program up, and we now can look back and see some of the great performers that left Manual and have made a name for themselves musically all over the world. And if I started naming them, I'd use up all of the time that's been allotted here, including our Master of Ceremonies. Going from Manual, I went over to North, and following North, I believe I was there for about 3 years, went over to as principal at Columbian. From there, after 3 years, over to Johnson School, which was a new elementary school, for 1 year. Followed that by going to the administration building as administrative director of instruction. I was able to complete my doctorate while I was doing all of these things, which kept me up at night too. And from my responsibility as administrative director, I went to Palo Alto, California as associate superintendent. From there to Colorado Springs as deputy superintendent. We wanted to come back to Denver and Colorado, which is the greatest state in the world. And I was with the State Department of Education. And from there I retired actively, but I still keep up with my music. I'm presently with the American Legion Sousa Band, and have the pleasure of playing with such notable performers as Don Forster, Gerald Baker, Nate Levy, and you name it, we'll find them around carrying their musical instruments. And speaking for those 60 others that taught at Manual, it was the greatest faculty in the world. Thanks.
Thank you, Doctor. Oh, Mrs. Olson, we'd like a comment from you now.
Well, it's been quite an experience to be the wife of Arthur Olson, but there's never been a dull moment. And we've been married for 54 years. We have one daughter, and she has 2 daughters and a boy, 15 now, who's just getting his driver's license. So that's going to be an interesting experience. And we do thank you for your wonderful welcoming here, and it means a great deal to Art and to me that these people remember him as a teacher, because that's where he gave the most contribution.
Thank you all, and you will always be remembered. And I thank you again for coming back here for this interview. Thanks again.
1941.
You married a classmate of 1942. Who'd you marry?
I married Betty Lou Potts. We went to get started together, going together at the 10th grade, and we just celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary, the 1st of August, and we're still talking, and we're still getting along.
What do you remember from those years in school in 41?
Just the good times in school, and just going together and the different activities at school and all that. Just having fun.
You got me before, but we can try it again. Well, the years in high school were great, and the years in 1942 were especially important because of all us having to go into the war. Yet, there were good times and there were bad times. Mostly bad times because of the war. Okay.
Well, Manuel, even though it was old and the roof was leaking, it was a beautiful school and we had some beautiful times.
You remember the roof leaking?
Roof leaking, had to put pails to catch the water, but it was some beautiful years. Played some good golf for the golf team and had a beautiful life since.
What do you enjoy most?
Probably art class.
Probably art class.
Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Thomas. I enjoyed lunch.
Oh, did you?
But we're very happy to have you with us tonight.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Maybe we'll all meet again on our 55th.
Hope so. I hope so.
All right, well, thank you, Virginia.
Yeah, you're welcome, Joe.
Okay. And will you introduce your friend?
This is my good friend Liz Scott, of long standing.
Liz, we were happy to have you with us today.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And this is a lovely affair. Yeah, just lovely.
Okay, well, thank both of you.
And the committee did a hell of a job. And this is my niece, Lorraine Hobbs.
Lorraine Jones, class of 1942.
Lorraine Jones or Hobbs?
Yeah.
Lorraine Jones Hobbs.
Yeah.
Jones Hobbs, class of 42.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, everybody on your feet again. Let's see everybody. What do we hear? Come on, there we got the school program. This way. One round. Come on now. Right now. Hey. Look at this. We're gonna wait until we get round again. Here we'll do it.
what he does, Joe. She looks in the paper to see where the reunions are, and she shows up.
But she's so young to be in the class of 41.
Oh, thank you. I think what? George did that to me.
You got that?
Yes. Okay, George was much better than he did in 1940. You sure does. Okay, bye-bye.
You'll see a good friend.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, after all these George, it was a heck of a pleasure, sir.
Bye, George.
Give me one more.
Thank you. And we have many memories of 1942. Is there anything special that you can remember or want to talk about?
Gosh, no, I don't know. It's been so long ago.
When did you meet your future husband?
Oh, I met him in San Francisco and got married on Treasure Island.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
In 44.
In
44.
Yeah.
So we'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary in a year and a half.
Then you'll be here at the 55th about 3.5 years after that.
Yeah.
Right. We're glad to have you both with us.
It was nice seeing you.
Nice seeing you.
It's been fun.
Well, we enjoyed
Great.
it. And,
The thing
glad
about it
all
is
could
you've done a great job of putting this together after
Well, there's
all
the
this
gal
time.
right there that worked night and day.
Yeah.
And if she wasn't a pusher, it wouldn't have been done.
Thing about it is, it takes a lot of time to do
It does take a lot of time and a lot of
And it's
tracking.
a lot of frustrating and tracking people.
It really does.
Yeah, it really does. You just can't believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe that the time that you put it together.
Yeah. Well, we enjoyed it. And,
Oh, it's great.
it was nice having you with us.
Oh, it's nice to be here.
Now, Kim, I'm going to try to get some. Are you ready? The last time that we met was 10 years ago at our 40th.
Right.
And as I told you on the dance floor, you haven't lost a step. And would you tell us what you enjoyed at Manual, when you met your husband, how long you've been married?
We just celebrated our 50th anniversary on July the 26th, and I met him dancing. Got out of school in May and married him in July.
Still dancing.
Still dancing. And I love Manual.
Well, we all love Manual. It was a great school.
It was.
Any particular teachers you remember?
Mrs. Henry,
Why you remember?
because she was a terrific sewing teacher or home ec teacher. Yeah.
And she was a good dancer.
Was she? Oh, I don't know.
The way you guys dance, I think they had to be good at dancing.
Well, Manual was good at dancing.
Now, you tell me about Virginia.
Well, I met this gal a little over 50 years ago. Met her at the El Patio Ballroom at Lakeside. And we got married about a month and a half after I met her. And we just had our 50th, as she said. Thank you.
And it was our pleasure having you here this evening. Thank you.
Glad we could come.
Thank you. One more special guest that we'd like to introduce. I have Charles Neville, his wife Bobby, Bloy Scott, and her husband
Dave Reese.
Dave Reese. Charlie, have you got any memories that you can tell us about when you were at Manual?
Well, I remember that it was the best 3 years of my life, and I enjoyed it very much. I wish that our foresight were as good as our hindsight. We never would have left, would we?
That's right.
And then I also remember a few years later when you and I and a few of us went over and burned it down one night.
Well, that's right.
That's right. And the early 50s, I think 53 was it, or 52?
Sounds about right.
Then they built the new building. Right.
That's right.
Right.
Bobby?
I didn't go to Manual, so I don't have any memories.
You didn't go to Manual,
I just
but you've
met
been
the
married
best.
to this guy for a long time.
I just met the best one, though.
Boys, your memories of Manual?
Oh, playing in the band, going to all the football games, marching up and down the dirt playground that we had. It was really fun. I enjoyed Manual very much.
Say your name once before we leave.
Oh, my name is Bloy Scott Reese.
Turn this way.
Oh, sorry about that. Like you should have let me know where you were. He didn't go to Manual either.
That's all right. We won't know his name.
Say your name.
My name's Dave Reese.
Charlie? Any particular teachers you all remember that
Oh, Arthur Olson.
Arthur Olson.
Arthur Olson, the band teacher, and T.A. Anderson, the biology teacher.
Well, I think maybe old Ripper Roy Byers might have been my favorite teacher. We enjoyed taking American history from him, because we never had to have a class. We'd start him talking about football, and that took care of the whole 45 minutes.
Well, that was an enjoyment that snuck in from New Haven High School, which we are happy to have her with us. First will be Connie Wolgren. Connie, can you tell us the teachers you enjoyed, the subjects you enjoyed, what stands out in your mind most at Manual?
I think the teachers that come to my mind are Mr. Williamson, who's here tonight, and Mr. Pease, who I think is long gone, was our fine physics teacher, and Roy Byers, our football coach and civics teacher, marvelous course in civics. Mrs. Grimsley in mathematics, whom I always admired. And I guess I could just run down the line, but I've mentioned those who are come to my mind the first.
Okay, and now I'm going to ask you, tell me what it was like to live with this man for all these years.
Heaven.
Jim Johnson, will you tell us about what you enjoyed about it?
Well, I enjoyed everything about it, I think. It was happy 3 years of my life. I liked sports, so I remember Dondy Combs and Roy Byers and Miss McKelvey and music, and certainly Mr. Williamson and Don Carr who were here. And then I remember the help that we received in many ways by the fact that the faculty really cared for us, and they arranged jobs, and at that time it was very important. And I think it was a caring staff, and having been in education most of my life, I realized what an unusual group it was. Who really, Art Olson, we've been through the years, and he was a wonderful guy. Dick Orange, who, even though he taught there so short, everybody really cared for the kids.
I think I just add one more is Mr. Hall. Without Mr. Hall's guidance, I would have never applied for a scholarship at Yale, and I'm sure he helped me get it. But that certainly formed my life.
Yes, you have.
Miss Lindemann was one of my favorites, and not at the time, only later, because she told my parents that I wasn't taking a tough enough course. And she got me going, and I think without Miss Lindemann, even though I was angry at her at the time, she really did me a lot of good.
Thank you. You bet. Thank you. Now we're going to have a few words with the maestro himself, Nate Levy. Nate, what do you remember at school, and what the outstanding things that happened to you, the teachers, and things besides the lunch hour, of course?
Thank you. Well, Joe, one of the pleasures, of course, was going to school with you and enjoying seeing you again after all these many years. Also, the teachers, some of them are no longer with us. Mrs. Thompson, who is a marvelous English teacher, and I still thank her so much for teaching me how to write a declarative sentence, and it helped me for most of my life. I would like to thank Dr. Arthur Olson for giving me the inspiration to play. He always encouraged my playing. He was a wonderful, wonderful band director, and we certainly remember him, and remember all our Roy Byers, I'll never forget him, and so many teachers that we're so grateful to have. I'm very happy to introduce also my very, very beautiful wife, Shirley, who is a North High graduate. We won't hold that against her. She's having her 50th, I think, in next year, isn't it? The class of 43. So thank you for being here. We had a wonderful crowd, and I do think the committee, Joe, I hope you give that to the committee who got this crowd together did a marvelous job of getting such a huge crowd, considering 50 years, and we had a great, great showing, and still do.
Thank you, Nate, and how's it been to live with this gentleman?
Well, it's been fine, except for this last few months. It was tough, but we're very happy to be here. We're very grateful to be here, and we're having a really good time.
Are you sure you're not going to be your 30th and not your 50th coming up?
No,
it's the 50th. 40th or 50th?
50.
You're kidding.
50.
Nate, you're robbing the cradle. Yep. Huh? Okay, well, thanks again. Thank you. All right, we have another Manualite and a Kansalite with us. Herschel Heatherton. Etherton.
Right.
And it's been a long time, Herschel, and my eyes are getting all the time.
No problem.
Can you tell us a little of what you enjoyed at Manual, some of the teachers that you enjoyed? And
Oh, boy, that's
anything
been so
happened?
long.
It has been long.
I primarily worked every night and went to school during the day, and I didn't, get acquainted with a lot of the, I wasn't involved in sports or anything like that, but I just remember that it was a great experience. Just really enjoyed the school.
And anything that you can say? What type of meals do you prepare for this?
Very healthy, very healthy. But he doesn't work so much at night now anymore.
Well, he used to work a lot at night because I bought a lot of hubcaps from him.
That's right.
Well, thanks, Herschel.
Thanks very much.
Sit on down. We have more Manualites with us and their husbands. First, I'm going to talk to Georgia. I knew her as Georgia Heber. And the question I'd like to ask you, tell us some of the teachers that you enjoyed, some of the
Ms. Blanc was my favorite teacher, and I loved Spanish.
And your favorite classes was Spanish?
Well, that and drama. Who was our drama teacher then?
Drama teacher, I have no idea. My memory is
Oh,
gone.
who was our drama teacher? She was such an interesting lady. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Well,
Here, let me hold that mic.
okay.
Tell us what you enjoyed at Manual. Give us your name.
The drum. Oh, I'm Dorothy Sangmeister Connor. I enjoyed the drama and the singing, the choir, Glee Club. What was the?
I don't remember the teacher's name.
Now, each of you introduce your husband.
This is Frank Connor, my husband.
Frank, we enjoyed this.
Thank you, my pleasure.
And this is my husband, Red Allen. We've been 47 years together this month.
3 more will be the big difference.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sticking around for 50, I'll tell you.
Fred's retired from the Air Force. We've had a wonderful life of travel.
Well,
A big family.
we enjoyed having you. Now, you're from out of state?
Yes, we came from North Carolina. We live
North
in North
Carolina.
Carolina.
We're Denver natives.
Yeah, Denver, Haiti.
Are
you from Denver too, Frank?
I'm originally from Wyoming.
Oh, what part? My aunt lived up in Casper, and we used to have to drive up there and Barren.
We've got 48 years.
48 years.
48.
2 more for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're proud of that.
She behaved.
Well, we enjoyed having you all with us. Thank you. It's been, as we said before, Marion, it's been a long, long time. Yeah. But I know you have fond memories of Manual, and you have certain teachers that you were fond of, and certain classes you enjoyed, and I'd like to have you tell us about it.
Well,
And introduce
this
us.
this is my
Lovely
friend Peg Underwood. She helped run the last 6, about 5 governors. She was executive secretary from Ed Johnson on to Love.
You're dating me now.
But it was some beautiful years at Manual, even though the school was old and the roof was a little leaky, but we enjoyed it. And I've had a good retirement in the last, a good life in the last 50 years. Retired in '88. Worked the police department 26 years, 14 years United, 3 years in the Army. So I thought that was long enough.
That was.
Yes. And I have so many pleasant memories of Manual. Yeah.
I think we all do.
Oh,
Yes. And this was a lovely affair.
event.
Well, it was our
Very
pleasure
nice.
having you
And
here.
Very
Peg,
nice. Most enjoyable.
Well,
Yeah.
very enjoyable for us. Peg.
yeah.
And congratulations on working for all those governors.
Yeah.
As I say, it dates me, but that's why I enjoy it.
Some Manualites. First, I'd like to introduce John Thomas, probably the best swimmer Manual ever had. Don, would you tell us the classes you enjoyed and any teachers that stand out in your mind? And
Classes I enjoyed?
uh-huh.
I can't think of any.
Well, must have been.
I enjoyed
Trigonometry,
things like biology and geometry and trigonometry, yes. And Mrs. Gifford, I can't remember the names.
I can't either.
And but that and swimming I enjoyed very much.
Okay, and would you introduce your wife?
This is my wife Dorothy.
And I'm a South High gal, graduating 40.
What year?
44.
44.
Yeah, we'll be working on our 50 in a couple of years here, coming up.
And you're still here. 44. Don, would you please tell us your name? And,
Oh, my name is Don Forrester.
and I want to know what classes you enjoyed at Manual, the teachers you enjoyed, anything that stands out in your mind.
Oh. Well, I enjoyed, I think, most of the classes. I enjoyed that English literature class, Miss Lindemann or something like that. She taught me how to read. And I also enjoyed going to Skips. You remember going to Skips and watching for the skull, Jimmy Steele, to come across the street, you know? Yeah. This is my wife, Doris. That's my wife, Doris. Joe Riccardi.
Tell us about living with this man for all these years.
It's been a long time.
Well, you look good for it. You look like you treated you right. Amelia, would you come forward, please? Give us your name, Amelia.
My name is Amelia Zemlich Heath, and I enjoyed going to Manual. I took the business courses and the science courses. I like those.
Fondest memories were, besides this gentleman here?
Yeah, we've been married for 46 years.
Okay, and Ross, would you tell us about her cooking? Her cooking?
Oh, she's always a good cook.
No, he's talking about the firehouse food.
No, I meant her private cooking.
Oh.
Yeah. She's always been a good cook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you look healthy.
Oh,